Honestly, before the release of Hoppers, I was pretty sure it wasn't gonna be good. From the bits of the trailers I saw and Disney Pixar's track record with the past few years, I kinda assumed it'd be more pleasant to piss out 6 adult males who really like Texas barbecue a bit too much. But ultimately, I was actually very pleasantly surprised with this movie, and I recommend checking it out if you were already thinking of doing so. I think it's the best Pixar film in years and worth a watch. So ahead, I will be talking about my full spoiler and such thoughts, so if you wish no spoilers, depart now. Please like and subscribe, pretty please, please. I hope you enjoy today's ramblings about this movie, and without further ado, let's talk about Hoppers. I don't have too many actual critiques or complaints about this movie. Mostly everything is done pretty well, with like a classic 2000s, 2010s Pixar movie tone and feel. The opening reminded me a bit of Up. The plot's pretty straightforward, but I think it handles some of the more tropey things it does pretty well. You know, you see the trope like your evil mayor businessman who is building a railroad, or in this case it's a highway, and he's destroying nature through doing so. But he's not really a bad guy in this movie. He's not like an O'Hare heir who is just out to destroy the environment because, you know, it'd be real funny to. He's not really like that. His goals are very much, he's like a normal politician. He's well liked in his community. He's actually like portrayed in the film as a beloved politician, someone who does good and just is doing something bad in this example. Obviously, with like the fake trees and stuff, he did bad things, but he's not overall like a piece of shit. He's more nuanced than that, and I feel like that's kind of rare with these like more tropey like characters you find in these movies. Speaking of those animals though, let's talk about the cast briefly. George is great. I think he has some great emotional moments, especially towards the end, and a couple good funny ones. The lizard is definitely present, and I fuck with that bear and beaver. They're pretty good. The main villain of this movie, being Titus, I think that's how his name is pronounced, is solid enough. Him in the human body near the end of the movie really is some nightmare fuel stuff. That was some scary shit. Why did he have a Hitler mustache? I think Mabel's character arc was handled pretty well. I think the OST was alright, and the animation for the most part on the animals isn't all that bad, and like the backdrops are pretty good. I do think the main like the critique I'd have of note for this movie, which I don't have that much negative to actually say about this movie, is the human characters feel a little bit flat, especially compared to Pixar's like previous movies. They feel a little less animated, a little bit more stiff, and I don't know if this would necessarily make sense, but this is the way that it just seems to me. The human characters feel more gray, like they feel more like their color palette was like sucked down a bit, like the color was sucked out of them a little bit. But overall, I don't have any like huge critiques to the actual plot. Most of it I think was handled very well, and the animation overall is good. I do want to note that. I don't think it's that the animation's bad. It's just I think there was something in the character designs in this movie just makes it feel very flat, I think, compared to even some of like Pixar's last few films. Briefly talking on the end of the film, I just want to add my brief thought on that. I actually kind of like the fact that at the end of the film, Mabel doesn't just continue to be a hopper. They don't keep going into the beaver body, and they're not able to talk to like George and the other animals, but there's still a sign of friendship between them. I think that's a much more realistic and semi-bittersweet ending for the movie that I think had a better emotional core to it than just letting them go and continue, you know, being the way they were the rest of the movie. I think that was better and put together. Actually, on that note, I don't think the environmentalist message was that heavy-handed also. I forgot to write that into the script, but I remembered it. because I'm smart like that. The I feel like it wasn't too heavy-handed. I like it's clearly there. Clearly, the message of the movie is that we should be taking care of each other and the planet. But I feel like it's not ham-fisted. There's no there's no let it die moment where like the town starts coming together to sing about, you know, letting the trees live. I don't know why I keep comparing this to the Lorax, but you get the idea. It's not as heavy-handed as that. It's a lot more handled gently, and I feel like a bit more nuanced than that, which is good. Overall, I enjoyed Hoppers. The concept was fun and well executed. Probably the best Pixar film of the past few years. I enjoyed it quite a bit. For me, I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10. Big surprise for this one for me personally. I'd recommend checking it out. Anyway, that was today's slop. That was my thoughts on the movie Hoppers. Very important information for you to know. If you would like to hear more important information on other movies I will watch in the future, please subscribe for more slop. Goodbye. Have a good one.